In today's conversation, what we're asking is whether or not multitasking really keeps you from getting anything done. Is it possible it's actually hurting you? We all do it. We do laundry while we're got dinner on the stove. Some of us have admitted to being intimate while watching television, stuff like that. But there's some brand new research out there that says multitasking isn't as effective as we all thought and hoped. So who thinks multitasking is a big part of their life? Let me see some hands. All right, I want to hear about your story. So, how's your multitasking going?
Well, I'm a preschool teacher, so when I'm at work, I multitask all day long. I could have a child who just likes to run around the classroom, which is not safe, so he's my buddy. He'll hold my hand. The art, the easel could be spill over. Then I got to get the garbage can with my other hand, the paper towels, hand it to the kid while the other kid's asking me a question. I got to keep my eyes on everybody.
It's part of your life.
It's part of my life.
Does it make you more or less efficient?
I think I do it well, and I have to. It's just part of the job.
So we got a pro for multitasking. Now, let me explain this. There's actually a scientific answer. Who wants to help me with a little demonstration here? Come on over here. Oh, if you all wanted to come on down here. Come on down. We'll start. Don't go too far away. We'll get you in here. All right, what's your name?
Brittany.
Brittany, come over here. Brittany, step right into my laboratory here. All you've got to do is something pretty simple. Are you a pretty good rapper?
I am.
You are. So in my house, my wife says it's learned ineptitude.
Okay.
Because I'm so bad at rapping, she has to rap everything for me. So I want you to just take this box and wrap it. But I'm going to just give you a little metaphor first. Your left hand represents one half of your brain. Your right hand represents the other half of your brain.
Okay.
All right? So if both halves of the brain are working together, as an example, using both hands to wrap this box, we'll see what happens. Go ahead and do it. Demonstrate for us how perfectly and elegantly you do this. Here, I'll help with this. This is my usual contribution, one hand.
Thank you.
One finger, literally. It's the least I could do.
Least you can do.
Literally. All right. So you notice that both hands are working together seamlessly. You're able to make a pretty good package wrap in here.
Yes.
Your life's going pretty well. Both brain halves are integrating, so they're doing what they're supposed to do. Now, that's fine.
Nice.
You got the idea. Now, here's the thing. When you're multitasking, it's a little different. Leave that perfect little example over there. Come on over here. Now you can wrap this box, but your right hand represents half your brain. The other half of your brain is going to write a to-do list. All right?
Can I use my right hand?
No. No, that's the whole point. You gotta be multitasking here. This is what your brain, guys, literally this is what's going on. This is the juggling act. Go ahead, take it away. You think you can do it?
Yeah. I think I can.
All right, go give it a shot. Come on. But you gotta rap.
Oh, at the same time.
Someone give her a hand, please, for the love of God. She's already there. Are you right-handed?
I am.
But you can't use your other hand. All right.
I'm cheating.
All right, you're cheating. That's what you do. When you multitask, you cheat. Now, you're done. Think of this. Look at this. Scribble. Please, what does that mean? What are those words? Like crayoning.
It's to do.
To do. It does actually in some ways. Existentialist art. Okay, so the thing is, the right and left side of our brains have to work together for them to work optimally to get that result. You actually were better off wrapping this first and then making a to-do list. You all agree with that, right?
Yes.
So our brain can't make it as clear to us sometimes, but I want to make it really clear. And we know a lot about multitasking. We know, for example, that it decreases your memory. It increases stress, that raises up your blood pressure because you don't think you can keep up. And it actually reduces your ability to think logically about problems.
Wow.
Ever happened to you?
Yes. All the time.
All the time. And now we know. My point is, don't beat yourself up. It really ain't your fault. You can't get it all done. You got to figure out how you're going to get things done in the right order. Don't try to do them all at once. Otherwise, you're hurting yourself.
Definitely.
Here, you can take this box home with you. There's nothing in it anyway.
Oh, no.
All right, now before you go, I want to ask you a question. How many of you are on Facebook while you're watching this program or any television program, right? How many work on Facebook?
Yes.
Right? That's actually multitasking. It's a big one. So when we come back, 3 signs social media may be killing your self-esteem. It's all about clearing your head so you can stay focused on what really matters. We've been talking about how to clear your head so you can focus on what really matters. So let's face it, social media has added a lot of noise in our heads. We're here to uncover the 3 signs social media may be killing your self-esteem. It's someone everybody's been talking about this summer. She's a social researcher who has studied the effects of social pressure in her hot summer book, Primates of Park Avenue. Wednesday, Martin is joining us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on.
I must say, my oldest daughter was in college the same year Mark Zuckerberg. They were the second school to get Facebook, and I was stunned at how rapidly engaged. Why is it that social media has so much power over our lives?
Boy, we are such a social species. Human beings love, love, love being around other humans for very good reason. At one point, it was connect or die. Okay, there were predators, there were enemies, and here we were. We didn't have claws, we didn't have fangs. What did we have? We needed each other. Along comes social media. It hooks into this ancient, really healthy desire to connect with other people. But if you abuse it, if you use it too much, if you use it at the expense of actual human interaction, it's going to fool your brain. You go, oh, here I am at this nice warm campfire with other people. Put your hands out, no warmth from the fire. There are not real people there. And your brain gets fooled and you go back to it again and again, searching what isn't quite there. And that's what sets off this cycle of social media abuse.
So let's be real about this. We're looking again for that heat around the fire, as you mentioned.
That's
Who has a lot of friends on social media, on Facebook, let's say? 500 or 1,000? Okay, back up here. Hold that up there. So how many of these folks do you constantly connect with, and how many of them are sort of pretty peripheral to you? Who wouldn't give you the heat, as Wednesday was saying, from the campfire?
Ones I actually talk to, probably less than 5.
Less than 5 people?
Yeah.
Out of how many?
1,000.
Less than 5 out of 1,000. Right. That's actually probably not too far off for a lot of people. Thank you very much for being honest about that. So Wednesday, you say the first sign that social media is killing you, and it happens a lot, killing your self-esteem, is that we're playing this numbers game. That we're bragging to each other about how many people are following us, and yet I'm hearing that we got 5 people we actually talk to closely. So why is it fundamentally important?
That's right. It's incredible how whatever social media you're on, you're assigned a number. You have a number of Facebook followers, you have a number of likes, you have a number of those little beautiful red hearts on Instagram. These are popularity metrics, basically. And as humans, when we start comparing those numbers, it makes us feel a little bit crazy.
So the study that was done actually looked at the fact that friends don't actually correlate with happiness. It's actually quite the opposite. The more friends you have on social media, the lower your self-esteem. Think about that. It's the opposite of what you'd expect. The social media is not going anywhere. So how do we use it in order to actually feel better about ourselves?
That's right. We are stuck with social media for good and for bad. And there are things that you can do. Do what you do in real life. Control your feed. You have acquaintances in real life and you have friends. Do some spring cleaning so that you're following most closely the people you care about the most. And remember, you can unfollow people without unfriending them. People don't like to be unfriended. They're very sociable.
It's a dangerous thing to do. All right, FOMO. You all know what FOMO is, right? Fear of missing out. It's the next big sign that social media is actually hurting you. So who's out there who feels like they've missed out? They've been left out. Oh, you got a bright red outfit there. Can't miss that.
Hi, Dr. Oz.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Erin.
So what is your FOMO story with social media?
Well, I was living in Atlanta recently, and I set up 2 of my friends on a date. 6 months later, they got engaged.
Good for you.
Thank you, bit of a matchmaker. And they invited me to their engagement party. I was invited to the bridal party, celebrating with them. And then about a month later, I turned to Facebook newsfeed and see their wedding photos. All my friends were there. This was a local wedding, and I just wasn't invited. And that's how I found out, through social media. It made me feel pretty bad.
That's terrible.
Yep. They were good friends, too, and now they have a baby, and everything's great, and they never acknowledged that I wasn't invited, but that's how I found out.
So Wednesday, walk us through how it can be more subtle than not being invited to a wedding you should have been invited to.
That's right. FOMO isn't a term for social science, but again, let's think about the reality it's describing. Think again about the human animal. We love connection. When you weren't invited to that wedding, you didn't feel connected. And remember, in our evolutionary prehistory, not being connected meant you might die. So you have to remind yourself, the ancient part of your brain is operating on a different level. And when you're feeling that intense anxiety about being left out, it's a residue of feeling like connection is survival. And it's very powerful.
There's a third sign that social media is killing your self-esteem, and it's the fact that social interactions in real life just aren't measuring up. That's a big topic. So Wednesday Martin is on DrOz.com, our homepage right now, sharing her explanations. So if you're multitasking, go check it out. And obviously share it with your friends on Facebook because you don't want them to miss out either. Wednesday, thank you very much.
Thanks so
I love
much
the
for
insights.
having me.
Audience, thank you for your honest contributions. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new videos to live the good life.